I think this is like my second home. Sometimes my wife says this is my first home anyway.
Seth Ajiman is a biomedical scientist at Ghana's premier teaching hospital, Kolebu, located in the capital city of Accra. His colleagues describe him as the man after infectious diseases.
I think it's my calling. I love to help viruses adapt to situations. So probably the information we have on the internet from China and other places, how patients are responding to this infection might not be the same as we have in Ghana. So it's always better for me to get to see patients to see how they're faring.
Ajiman was one of the first health workers to be called on when the country recorded its first COVID-19 case in March.
I'm sort of involved in IPC, case management, laboratory sampling, doing home visits of discharged patients, sampling of contacts of some of our clients in the hospital, and a small bit of testing at Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. After that, I moved back to Kolebu to do my routine work of HIV diagnosis and immunology.
But this is not his first encounter with a dangerous virus. The 36-year-old has been at the front line, treating two deadly viruses in less than a decade, the Ebola virus and now coronavirus. In 2014, Ajiman was deployed to the worst-affected countries during the Ebola epidemic in West Africa. He worked in Liberia and Sierra Leone during the outbreak.
What we saw with Ebola, COVID comes no near to Ebola. Ebola was terrible. Anytime I remember my stint with Ebola, I thank God for my life and the life of other colleagues who came home.
Are they the same things you guys were doing during Ebola, or these are new things to tackle COVID?
You see, Ebola was a hemorrhagic infection. Corona is respiratory disease. So route of transmissions are different. Ebola, as soon as you had the infection, your symptoms will give you up. Looking at COVID, majority of our patients are asymptomatic. They are not coughing, they are not sneezing, there's no temperature, fever. So for you to say you have recovered, you want to be double sure by doing a second test or a third test, because we've seen many patients who have tested positive after first negative.
Growing up, Ajiman wanted to be a Catholic priest, but he pursued clinical laboratory science instead, following his love of the chemistry subject and admiration of his chemistry teacher in high school.
How does your family feel? You always surrounded by infectious and deadly diseases.
I remember when I was going for Ebola, I told my brothers. I honestly didn't tell my parents because I know how they will feel until I had a tinge of exposure where I thought I could be testing positive. So I had to now tell them the truth that I'm here. Unfortunately, my wife is a biochemist, so she understands base science and everything.
Like many countries grappling with surging corona infection numbers, Ghana has the second highest number of cases in West Africa after Nigeria, with more than 9,000 confirmed cases. But it also has a high number of recoveries and low fatality. The country's health officials attribute this to its early approach to contain the spread of the disease, which were increased testing, contact tracing, and a 21-day lockdown.
What can you share with other health professionals?
Every health worker is a soldier in our field. You can't choose your enemy. It's painful to hear health workers maybe probably withdraw from service or show this attitude of fear. If any health worker has the knowledge and has the equipment, I don't think we should be afraid of COVID.